if anyone's there in the chat yet. Anybody, just give me a mic check, please, because I just want to make sure that you can hear me, that my voice is clear. I was watching something. I'm just going to put this out so anybody wants to be interested in what I'm saying. I know that Twitter's going to let me even tweet this because they've changed. I'm going to put it on Telegram as well. So put it out, whoever can get interested in it. Someone's in there, okay, so I'm going to start now. It concerns about a killing that took place on June the 27th, 2023. The man's name is Nahal Mazouk, a 17-year-old French youth of Algerian descent who was driving without a license, was shot and killed by police officers during a traffic stop following a car chase in the suburb of Paris, France. What you're going to see that this is by the numbers, a kind of a scripted event. It's kind of interesting how he is 17 years old. The word kill is 17, just like the word 64 is also kill as well. Kill is 64, 17. 64 and 17 both kill. And you're going to find out that 64 is kind of important in this decode. Hi, coffee girl. Good to see you. Can you hear me correct? Just give me a mic check, please. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of live streams in a while. I'll carry on. Yeah. Now, I didn't cover, but I just want to say that when I've seen these riots happen, I thought to myself, given France's history, that the French Revolution, which I'll get into, that was undoubtedly a Masonic revolution, despite what the history books might say that it was against the monarchy. But I'm going to get into that in a bit. So I believe these riots are staged, and here's why. Because the French Revolution took place on 22nd of February 1848, which I'm going to get into. This is what other people have put on Twitter, right? They say that both Nahal, or Nail, and Floyd died 33 days apart. Like George Floyd and this guy here. Both getting killed by the police. The police is 33. The guy who died is age 70, was buried at 7-1, the 1st of July. Macron was 2,339 days old in the office. And 2339 is the 333rd prime number. And the word homicide is 64. Like kill 64. Satanic 64. Why am I highlighting these numbers? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because from other researchers I realized that the most important thing is not just the typing the phrases and words in the calculator, but if you do a date to date and you come across a specific number, it doesn't have to, it's not always the case that's any number, right? It's got to be very specific. You get this number popped up when I typed in the date, because I wanted the exact date of the French Revolution and the killing, because I believe these events are undoubtedly scripted by the numbers. They seem to be, it's almost like they're writing the script for the entire world in like 100-200 years time. Look here. 64,000 days apart and 43 days. Again, 40 is a killing number. 64,000 days apart. And if, as I mentioned before, the word kill is 64. I haven't got it in, I think I didn't put it there. So I'm gonna go to website here. Where's the calculator? Well, just to refresh, from the French Revolution to the killing of this this guy, 64,000 days apart. The word kill is 64. Interestingly, so is, let's fucking type it in, synagogue of Satan. Synagogue of Satan is 64 as well. Like 64,000 days between the French Revolution and this current killing. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, 64,000 days apart. The man in question, his name equals 139 using Jewish cipher, and 58 as well, and 139. Sorry, 139 and 58. Reverse reduction 58. Latin order, which is the one of the Jewish ciphers, is 139. Freemasonry is 139. Yeah, Freemasonry. So looking at his name and his name, right? This is undoubtedly a scripted event. It really is. Where would it lead to ultimately? I don't know, but at the moment there's a lot of chaos in France. There's even stories of them trying to shut down the internet, or imposing kind of restriction. If you heard the story in the background, I was just turning my heater off because the car's warming up. I'm in my car right now. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe these events are not organic, despite what the case may be. There's a picture of him. I mean, there he is. Well, Well, they say he was it was a crime. I mean, but it says they are allowed to shoot people if they refuse to cooperate during traffic stops. So there's a video here. So there's been a fundraiser for the police officer. Obviously, on the bigger picture of things, I believe this whole thing is staged, because I think the purpose always is to have us fight over issues that might seem important, but they're not. They just want us to be divided, ultimately, between those that are, I mean, death by shooting 73, sacrifice 73. I mean, that's the grand scheme of things. It's about, like I said, divide us ultimately between those that support the police, those that support the guy that was shot, those that are anti-immigration, those that are pro-immigration. They don't want to shut down the borders. No, don't shut down the borders. It's all divide and conquer. Ultimately, people don't get that. Yes, yeah, coffee girl, yeah. That I wouldn't dismiss what you're saying. I would entirely dismiss what you're saying. I might not think it's 1,000 years, but I think it goes back to I think from what other people have said, the Templars. I think a Brother Berg, Jamachi Takuri said they've been rewriting the script since Jamachi script. If you want to call it Jamachi script, since what day? Since the Abacus, he said. Yeah, that's what he said, which is interesting. Yeah, that's probably why they're able to do what they do. Alright, on a other note, because that ends the decode. This is something I came across on YouTube from Rise Above TV. Human Vibrations. She was talking about the Diana's death, and excuse me, what's burping there? She brought up. I mean, this is a map. Look, this is highlighting the events there. Yeah, she mentioned something, and I'm gonna find it where. Yeah. She was on here. She's talking about if anyone see it on Twitter, Human Vibrations, and she as I was saying, she was talking about the white Fiat, the mysterious white Fiat Uno that was never found. This car here, allegedly involved in the Diana death. Obviously, it's now accepted fact by people, by real researchers, not by the controlled opposition who say it's murder. I believe it was. I believed it was murder for years and years. I thought they killed her. MI6 killed her, or Royals killed her. But I think the whole thing was staged. It was all a hoax. Look, he says we did not find this Fiat. He says it existed. Well, I think there's a deeper significance of that Fiat, and that is, it's all about the script. I mean, look, is it it's not a coincidence that the Fiat Uno, if you write Fiat Uno equals 86, of the word blood sacrifice 86. I mean, they say Uno contributed to her death. Well, it's obvious it didn't just contribute to her death, it contributed to the entire story. There's 3 people in there. Nice to see you. Hi, people in the chat. Always good to hear from Coffee Girl. I mean, I'm not doing live streams in a while, but I just want to say that I'm always happy to see you, Coffee Girl, because obviously other times I do live streams, you're mostly here. Obviously, I'm not going to complain, about how many people actually watch, but really grateful. So thank you for being here. Yeah, the whole it's very strange, very strange. I mean, look, it says 13th pillar. Now, 13. If you remember, the Knights Templar were executed by the Catholic Church on Friday the 13th. And Diana, if you study some history on the name Diana, they say it goes back to the goddess Diana, Queen Semiramis. I mean, look here. And the moon. Patroness of the moon. Goddess of the hunt, wild animals, fertility and the moon. Fertility and the moon. I mean, she gave birth to 2 sons. So this is deep stuff, you know. Hey, Konami codes, Konami. Hey, thanks, KWLX. Love, enjoyed it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, there, Konami. Yeah. And yeah, Coffee Girl. Yeah, what you said about I used to believe. Yeah, me too. I mean, when I started saying that her death was staged, that she didn't die, some people they thought I was, they agree with me about conspiracies, but then they thought, you know, don't get brainwashed, because they thought I was getting brainwashed for saying that it was a hoax. And I thought, no, what I'm doing is re-examining. I think you got to re-examine what you believe to be the truth about a particular conspiracy. Yeah, her death. Sorry, not. Okay, I shouldn't say her death. That event, that was a conspiracy, but it does appear it was a very, very double game type conspiracy where they wanted to push the idea that it was murder, and it's no coincidence that Diana's death, that an industry was created. An industry. I mean, this is how I see it from what people have said. Is so many people started writing books saying that she was murdered. So many books. I read some of those books. While they're good in content, they do carry a bias because they all love Diana. But after learning gematria, I realized that it's very difficult to find anyone that's legit, you know, whether it's Malcolm X, whether it's Martin Luther King, whether it's Nelson Mandela, whether it's any, you know, icon of freedom, you could say. You know, it's hard to find anyone genuine. I mean, it's almost like a cult where people just blindly follow who they believe to be a savior, kind of thing, because that's what this. I'm just putting. If you hear some noise, I'm just charging my phone. Yeah, it's just it's hard for people to wrap around this idea that she died, that she did not die. Sorry, she did not die. It's hard to. So yeah. So back to some, if you can't see it yourself, I do apologize. These are like a series of steps. I just screenshot of this because this is interesting. I mean, look, the ambulance reached at 2:06 a.m. 2:06. 20. I mean. 2:06, 26. Okay. Yeah, God is 26, COVID's 26. The Beast is 26, Queen's 26. Queen's 26. She was dubbed the Queen of Hearts. Well, she called herself the Queen of Hearts, if you remember. Diana. Crown's 26. Actually, I shouldn't. I don't know why I'm actually surprised. I should have known that anyway, but I've totally forgot about that. Game's 26. Well, it is a kind of game. You know. Oh, she died. Phoenix 26. Elias 26. Yeah. So it's interesting. Queen. So that's a standout one. Queen's 26. She called herself the Queen of Hearts. If you guys remember, if you ever seen one of her interviews, she called herself the Queen of Hearts. Sorry, the Queen of People. Yeah, she quoted as saying that I'm the Queen. I want to be a queen in people's hearts. That's what she's quoted as saying. It's interesting. It says 3-4 people in the chat, and then it says 1. I don't know. It's a bit strange. I think YouTube always seems to mess up my viewership. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm being suppressed or anything, but it does sometimes. Feels like that. What? Yeah, she did. I mean, it was in a BBC interview, 95. People point to that interview and said that was a death warrant, that led to a death because she supposedly exposed the royal family. Now I begin to realise that what happened with her. I'm not going to say Meghan Markle is going to go the same way, so I'm not saying that. I don't know. But they often compare Meghan Markle's troubles with the royal family with Diana's troubles, and the biggest giveaway is that Meghan Markle, Prince William's wife, she is a professional actress before she met William, right? And I thought, okay, they're saying then yeah, there's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of things that suggest that she is just a drama. Well, not just a drama. Well, a drama queen. But then again, all the celebrities are drama queens. They're just reading off a script. So if she's reading off a script, why can't Diana be doing the same thing? You can't believe the number that says how many people are watching. Yeah, that's a good point. You can't believe it. Yeah, you can't believe the number. Yeah. I don't know if you know this Coffee Girl, but I know that I'm not going to mention names, but some YouTubers, they're always like stressing about how many people watch the channels, how many views they have. Not everyone, not all of them, but some do. They always say, oh look, how many, look at some subs I got. Me, I'm not bothered about making money. I'm not bothered about how people watch me. I'm just bothered about having the platform all the time when I can to talk about what's going on in the world. That's my motivation. If I can't change the world, I don't think I can, realistically, but I'll still put out my information to enlighten those that don't know what's going on. That's how I see it. Yeah, in that video that I mentioned, just let me go to the screenshot again. I could play it, but I just haven't got time to play it. If I can, yeah. This is on YouTube. Anyway, if you guys want to find it, it's here. It's 4 hours. I only watched like 49 minutes of it. She's just breaking down, their story of events, the establishment story. I mean, look, I mentioned the video. They're saying that this is what happened when in collision. I mean, the problem is the cameras were not working that day. I watched the channels go up and down, and nobody left the chat. Yeah, it's probably YouTube just messing. Yeah. I was just as I was saying. The cameras weren't working, so it's very difficult to know. There's even pictures of her. One of the last pictures. Sometimes I don't plan how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna do my videos, right? I was doing the France thing. Obviously, then the France thing led me to talk about Diana, because Diana, she died in France as well. Okay. Diana's last picture? Because there is a story. Now, as you can see, her face is not turned. This led to the idea. I think it's a credible idea that She's not in that vehicle. She's not in there. I mean, do you think she, I mean, there's the possibility that she wasn't even in that car when that whole thing happened. She wasn't even in there. They could have just had someone else in her place. And that's the theory. And they say her double, she had a double. Her double was, trying to remember the name. Odin. Is it Odin? Odin Rothschild. Well, I did do some videos on that. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I can't zoom in. I'll zoom in. Yeah. This is Odin Rothschild. He's a member of the Rothschild family. They say, well, I mean, whether you believe what the ages are, because ages can be faked, as people have pointed out. Like, they say she was 18 at the time of Diana's death. She could have been the same age for him. We don't. I don't know. Maybe she was 25 at the time. I don't know. Know what the true age is. They say she could have been there on the day and played a role, or just play a role as a as a double, to fool the world that, oh, Diana's in Paris now, she goes in this car chase, getting chased by the paparazzi. So as I was saying, they're saying that so the real Diana was not there in Paris. That's what people are alleging, which is perfectly possible to stage this whole thing. And it's important to know that Diana, they say that her father is this man, Sir James Goldsmith, because she does look like Jemima Goldsmith. Well, they say that's her. They say that's her real father. Sorry, I can't zoom in. Well, that's Jemima, the ex-wife of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. That's her father, Sir James Goldsmith. She was very close to Diana, this Jemima. I mean, there's possibility that they are sisters, them two. I've heard these claims for years. I mean, they lie about so much stuff. It's hard to dismiss these possibilities. Yeah, she was cool. I mean, it's kind of, they lie about everything. Yeah, they do. I mean, they're very clever. Very clever. They are. Maybe because they're clever, because most of us are. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe it's because we don't know better, because we don't question things, we don't research anything. I mean, Diana, back to her. She was a perfect, princess type figure. She was tall, she was beautiful. There's a bit of controversy, I'm about to say. There's even the idea that I've heard other people say it, because it's hard to prove these things. They say that she's not a woman, she's in fact a man posing as a woman. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not really into the whole or every celebrity is a tranny thing. I'm really not. But there are some that might be. I ain't gonna say it's all of them, because that's just being stupid. Because if you say every celebrity is a tranny, man or woman, you're just losing the plot, really. I mean, Diana Young picture. I mean, she did look like a tomboy. I would say that about her. She did look like a tomboy. I mean, look, that hair. The way her hair looks there. I mean, sorry, I can't zoom in. I mean, that's her on the right, and that is her. Now, if you look there, she can pass off as being a boy, but then she was told that she's going to play a woman for the rest of her life. They could have done that, but again, that's speculation. But definitely, I heard. Yes, yeah, you get it. Yeah. You know, if you say, I tell you what, if I said that to somebody, right, they'll be like, no, she's not a man. How can you say that? She's a woman. Look at her. Look how beautiful she is. Well, that's the. You know what? That's the. I mean, coffee girl. So you're a woman yourself. You probably understand how a man react if they see a woman so beautiful. They're like, oh, look how beautiful she is. But then if you tell her, oh no, hey, guess what? What if I told you that she isn't? She's hiding her real gender and all that. And the man would be like, oh my god, no way. Yeah, her beauty is her feminine beauty is a very deceptive way of conning people. Ultimately, that's one way these females in celebrity get, hypnotize the masses by how stunning they look, how beautiful they are, without realizing that what if they're just completely fake altogether? They didn't consider that possibility. Victoria's Secret model also because you're transgender. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's all, as someone says, all smoke and mirrors. I have to say, this is like the longest time I've been on a live stream in a long time, because I've not done many live streams. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. While I'm still here, I want to squeeze some. I want to highlight something. Or something for you to, something for people in the audience. This is the BBC. I'm not going to play this video in case they give me a copyright claim. This is the BBC. They've launched something called Verify. The purpose is to counter disinformation on the internet. And this is a little graph. Sorry, not graph. This is a little diagram they've done. Look, you talking about the UK specifically. UK's conspiracy movement, alternative media, conspiracy theory newspaper, funding, foreign links, far right figures, and local communities. What they're essentially saying is a concern that so many people believe in conspiracies, because these conspiracies spread so much misinformation and that they are poisoning the minds of people and they're doing real harm. Now, maybe some conspiracies are doing harm, maybe, but what I find hypocritical is that they're saying conspiracies are doing harm. What about the harm that the BBC and all these media outlets have done for years by lying to the people about what's really going on in the world? The real harm they've done is lying to people, and as a result, by lying to people, people have made the wrong choices in their lives. And it's like they would. I mean, every time there's an election going around, you won't hear a single commentator say, "Hold on a minute, why do you?" Sorry, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. You won't hear a commentator at election time in the UK or even the United States, possibly in any way, say something off script like, voting doesn't matter. Voting is a con. Voting is giving legitimacy to the oligarchical system that really runs the country. You're not going to hear them say that. You're not going to hear them say that view. They're just going to say, probably going to either cut the person off or say, oh, you're harboring far right views. This is what they want to do now. They just want to say you're far right. The conspiracy are doing harm to them. Yes, yeah. I love that sentence. Yes, the conspiracy that's being exposed is doing harm to them. Yeah, they're losing control. That is a very good way to describe it, because that's what's happening. They are losing control because no one believes what they say. Yeah, someone's waving at me. Oh. Probably because the signal in the car. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I gotta go, but I'm just gonna quickly say this. Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah, it's doing harm to them. Yeah, they're losing. Yeah, they are losing control. No one believes what they say. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is in American media is. They're probably going to do the same thing, aren't they? Or already do the same thing. Have a quote-unquote disinformation unit. Maybe on CNN, on MSNBC. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, it's funny, the word disinformation unit. Are they trying to say that, oh, we're spreading disinformation? We're spreading disinformation. It's kind of a funny name to call yourself. We are the disinformation unit. Yeah, really? BBC, really? Yeah, BBC was always, I come to realise, always the British bullshit corporation. Because that's what they are, they're British bullshit corporation. I mean, I wouldn't be sad if one day they are completely gone for good. If they shut down one day, it will be the best thing one of the best things to happen. I gotta go now. Time's running out. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for joining Coffee Girl. See you soon.